Hello, my name is Dwayne Kimball, owner and founder of KMD 89 and VA Claims Consultant, Leave No Vet Behind, and also I'm a United States Army veteran. Today I'm bringing you another educational video as it pertains to the VA disability compensation claims process. And today I am going to be discussing individual unemployability. It's my first time talking about this since I created my YouTube channel. But before I get into that topic, I would just like to take this opportunity to thank all the veterans that attended our first town hall meeting, veteran town hall meeting this past Tuesday. I got a lot of Google reviews, a lot of emails thanking us for putting that event on, and we learned a lot from you, the attendee. So we definitely appreciate that. And as we discussed in that town hall, you're going to have first dibs on signing up for our next event, which is going to be May 5th, 2021, from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to have a VA quiz, okay? So we're going to test your knowledge on the VA claims process. Now, again, this is going to be a free event. This is the second of four events that we're having. So again, May 5th, that's going to be a Wednesday evening from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And for those of you who attended the town hall meeting, you should be receiving an email. I've already received the email, so I hope you've already signed up, okay? So today's topic. Today, I'm going to be talking about individual unemployability. I'm not going to go over all the manual references or all the 38 CFRs out there, but I'm going to touch on the basics. I think a lot of people are not understanding what IU is, okay? And some of the things that can impact you. I've seen veterans claim IU and they get denied for IU, and then they get in that same rating decision a proposal to reduce for what they're already service connected for, okay? So I'm going to share some information with you, and I have 3 slides, and for those of you that know me, I love slides, okay? So I'm going to show you one of the slides. I'm going to talk about IU, and then the criteria for IU, okay? And then I'm going to show you the actual form, the VA form 21-8940, okay? So slide number 1. Here in slide number 1, you can see it states that establishing entitlement to TDIU. I'm sorry. For those of you that have seen any of my previous videos, you know when I have something highlighted in red, I want to bring attention to it, okay? So, and also keep in mind, the slides, 2 of the slides I'm showing you today, I didn't copy the entire manual reference or the 38 CFR, but you have the name of this particular M21 reference and the next slide, the 38 CFR, so you can go out and do additional research, okay? So I'm just highlighting some basics as it pertains to TDIU, okay? And we're talking about scheduler, all right? Not as a scheduler, but scheduler. All right, so as you see, I have in red, the veteran must be unemployable in fact, unable to secure or follow sustainably gainful employment by reason of service-connected disability. Read that again. By reason of service-connected disability. Then it goes on to say, and either meet the schedule requirements on the 38 CFR 4.16 subpart A, which we're going to discuss in the next slide, have an extra schedular IU evaluation, which is the same 38 CFR for part B, but for this video, I'm only doing part A, schedule, okay? So, IU, I just gave you when it says establishing IU. Now, what a lot of veterans fail at is this. IU is not a standalone claim. You may say, well, Dwayne, what does that mean? Well, you just can't fill out any form and submit it and say I'm claiming IU. As you saw in this previous slide, it stated it has to be for service-connected conditions for scheduler, okay? Now, I'm going to show you in the last slide the actual claim form and where it asks for that information, okay? But for right now, I just want you to understand individual unemployability is not a standalone claim. It's due to service-connected conditions, which means it's a claim for increase for the conditions that you're service-connected for, and you're stating that those service-connected conditions, not service-connected conditions, but service-connected conditions prohibits you from obtaining gainful employment. Again, IU is not a standalone claim. It's a claim for increase for service-connected conditions. Okay? So it's an increase. Now, one thing to remember, I did a previous video where I talked about the protection rule. Okay? So keep in mind, that's a claim for increase. So let's just say, for example, you're coming in, you're saying you're 50% for PTSD. That's a claim for increase for IU. And if that 50% has been in effect less than 5 years and you go to that exam and it shows you no longer warrant that 50%, now they can do a proposal to reduce. You heard me talk about that, you heard me talk about that in my previous video where I talked about the protection rule. Now, if that 50% has been in effect more than 5 years, then the VA needs 2 exams to shows improvement for that to happen. Okay, so I'm not going to get into the whole protection thing. I'll link it at the end of this video so you can go and see it if you hadn't saw it already. Okay, so again, IU is not a standalone claim. It's a claim for increase. All right, moving on to the next slide. Slide number 2. Here in slide number 2, you can see that this is 38 CFR 4.16 subpart A. It's 2 parts to this. We're only talking about part A. Okay, what I have in red, scheduler criteria. And I'll just read what's in red. I won't read the entire. Regulation. Unable to secure or follow a sustainably gainful occupation as a result of service-connected disabilities. There it is, service-connected disabilities. Provided that if there is only one such disability, this disability shall be rateable at 60% or more. And that if there are 2 or more disabilities, there should be at least one disability rateable at 40% or more and sufficient additional disabilities to bring the combined rating to 70% or more. For the above purposes of one 60% disability or one 40% disability in combination, and I'll let you all read that. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, you got to have one disability at 60% or multiple disabilities totaling 70%, with one of those or at least at 40%. So the example that I just gave you about the PTSD at 50%, you don't meet that, right? But remember, IU is not a standalone claim, it's a claim for increase. So if you're at 50% and you're claiming IU due to that 50% PTSD, that's a claim for increase. So they're going to see if you meet that criteria to get to 70% and do you warrant IU. Okay, so those are just some of the basics, but there's other information out there. I'm just giving you a small snippet of it. So make sure you go out and do your additional research outside of what I'm talking about today. Okay, now, as I mentioned earlier, got 3 slides. The last slide. And in this last slide, you see this is the VA form 21-8940, the IU formal claim form for IU. Now, in some other videos when I talked about DBQs especially, I mentioned always make sure you look in the top right-hand corner for the expiration date. And I pulled this off the VA's website. When you go to the website, there's a link where you can search for different forms. That's what I did. And guess what? This form expired October 31st, 2020. Now, I did do a Google search. I didn't see anything recent, but this I pulled directly from the VA's website. So I can only assume that they are still accepting this form. Someone asked me, well, when, they asked me about other forms and when the VA is going to update those forms. I don't know. So if I'm pointing this out, please do not ask me if I know, because I don't know when they're going to update it. But since it's off the VA's website, I would still assume that it's still valid to submit because it's on their website. It's not your fault that they haven't updated it, okay? So if it comes into play later, you can say, hey, I pulled this off your website. You guys got to update your forms, for veterans to submit, all right? So what I want to point out on this form, as you can see, I have it circled, box number 8, and it states, what service-connected disability prevents you from securing or following any sustainably gainful occupation? First part of that sentence again, what service-connected disability? I'm going to say it for the third time, service-connected disability. So, the 3 slides that I just went over, quick recap. How do you establish IU? Through the service-connected disabilities, right? Then what is the scheduler criteria? Have one disability at 60%, or if you have overall 70%, you have to have, if you have multiple conditions, the total 70%, then one of those conditions has to be 40%. Now, it does talk about the bilateral factor, so definitely go back and read that section. But I just wanted to touch on the highlights of it. One, has to be due to a service-connected disability. 2, what is the scheduler criteria? We're not talking about as a scheduler, we're talking about scheduler, okay? So you definitely want to keep that in mind because in all 3 of those slides that I showed you, what did it have? Service-connected disability. That's the common denominator in it, right? So you have to keep that in mind. But like the example that I talked about earlier about the protection rule, also keep that in mind as well. Every claim is different. You have to go out. You have to get educated on this, okay? Trust me, you have to get educated. Do your due diligence, all right? So with that being said, please like, subscribe, hit that notification button. Please share this video. And also don't forget to sign up for our VA quiz that's coming up May 5th, 2021, 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? I'm going to put the link down in the description section. And I get a lot of people asking me, where's the description section? If you look in the lower left-hand corner of the video, you'll see a little button that says show more. Click on it. That information is there. You can get to it on our website, kmd89.com/classes, and you'll see all our monthly educational classes that we provide. And also you'll see the event for the quiz. So with that being said, I hope to see you there. If not, I'll speak to you in my next educational video. Thank you.